Imagine, you connect to the internet, not to chat, not to watch a video, but to break into the world's most secure systems. You're invisible until the day everything changes. This is the story of Adrian Lamo, the self-described ethical hacker, but whom many consider a traitor. In the early 2000s, the internet wasn't the fortress it is today. Firewalls were weak, security protocols were still in their infancy, and hackers could sometimes break into critical networks with just a laptop and a little know-how. It was the era of cyber legends like Kevin Mitnick, Jonathan James, and of course, Adrian Lamo. Lamo called himself the homeless hacker because he often lived without a fixed address, traveling from city to city with a backpack and a laptop. He found Wi-Fi in cafes, libraries, and sometimes even in hotels where he wasn't staying. And from these public places, he infiltrated the systems of the world's largest companies. Born in 1981 in Boston, Adrian Lamo grew up in an ordinary family, but with an insatiable curiosity for computers. At a young age, he dismantled and repaired machines and instinctively understood how networks worked. At 17, he discovered hacking, not to steal, but to test systems. He saw himself as a digital vigilante, a Robin Hood of cyberspace. Lamo made history with several spectacular infiltrations. Yahoo! He broke into servers to exploit security vulnerabilities. The New York Times. He accessed their internal database and modified his own profile to be added to the newspaper's list of experts. Microsoft. In 2001, he discovered a breach in Microsoft's systems simply by using a free connection from an internet cafe. The peculiarity? After his intrusions, Lamo informed companies of the vulnerabilities he had exploited, but he didn't always ask for permission before entering, which placed him in a legal gray area. In 2010, Lamo was contacted online by a U.S. soldier, Chelsea Manning. Manning confided in Lamo that she had given WikiLeaks thousands of confidential documents about the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, including the infamous collateral murder video. Lamo then faced a moral dilemma. Stay true to the unwritten code of hackers. Never report a peer or report the matter to the authorities, considering that these leaks put lives at risk. He chose the latter. As a result, Manning was arrested and sentenced to 35 years in prison before being pardoned, and Lamo was immediately ostracized by a segment of the hacker community, who immediately considered him a traitor. For Lamo, ethics meant protecting global security, even if it meant betraying an individual's trust. He often said, "If I had remained silent, how many lives would have been lost?" But for other hackers, this justification was merely an excuse. In their world, loyalty trumps all. On March 14, 2018, Adrian Lamo was found dead in his apartment in Wichita, Kansas. He was only 37 years old. The exact cause of his death remains unclear. An accidental overdose, according to some, chronic health problems, according to others. His passing left a bitter taste and a question. Was Adrian Lamo a hero who prevented disasters, or an opportunist who betrayed a comrade? Lamo's story shows that in the world of hacking, the line between good and evil is thin and often defined by one's perspective. He can be seen as a pioneer of ethical hacking or a symbol of betrayal. And you? What do you think? Was Adrian Lamo a savior or a traitor? Tell us in the comments. I'm really interested. Subscribe to discover a new hacking story that made history every week. Like the video if you learned something and share it with your cybersecurity enthusiast friends.